Good evening, traders. What's up? It is the 13th of February. It is 7:23 p.m. on the East Coast. Switching things up here, going out on a limb, taking a look at a volatile stock called Bed Bath & Beyond. Ticker symbol BBBY. Guy, this is a daily chart on TradingView.com. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, appreciate all of the subscribers. Thank you very much. Channel is growing nicely. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos. That is the way it looks on my end. So it's been a while since we put out a video on Bed Bath & Beyond. The last time we did a video on this stock was back in... It must have been in the summer. My chart was all marked up around this area with a breakout taking place, which ultimately did happen, and it went on a huge run here from the 4s up to the, it looks like the high 20s. So that was a massive, massive move, ultimately to be crushed to the downside. So this appears to be one of those stocks, depending on what your overall thoughts are, but I'd be careful with those because you don't want to ignore what the chart is saying. As in, if you were sitting up hundreds of % in this rally and you didn't take in your profits, well, not looking too good right now. So if you get a quick, good trade with a great return, you might want to consider locking in perhaps the amount you invested or something along those lines, because this thing is very volatile, to say the least. Let's zoom out here, and you can see the crazy, crazy volatility this stock has experienced. Look at this low here from the March of 2020, from $3 up to, call it 50 or very close to it. 1,400% move. We undercut that low, rallied back up. So why are we talking about Bed Bath & Beyond right now? Well, it's extremely volatile, and that can relate to some of the cryptocurrencies you guys buy, trade, buy and hold, hodl, whatever you guys do with those track. So it's like that. I also think, it's just my opinion, going out on a limb here, I could easily be wrong. When we see waterfall moves in the market, so what I mean by a waterfall move is a washout to the downside. Let's take a step back to 2020 real quick, and then we'll show you some more recent times. So when you get these washout waterfall moves, when it's basically a vertical line to the downside, of course, catching a falling knife is a dangerous thing. At some point, these waterfall moves have a reaction in the opposite direction. What we saw in 2020 was a great buy overall. If we take a look at our recent waterfall move to the downside, so we had one take place basically right into the early part of this year with these massive gap downs. Let me fix the chart. These massive gaps to the downside, and that was the bottom, at least for now. So we had this rally up, and this basically slow and steady decline, and then it went vertical to the downside. That is usually when the bottom comes in. It wipes people completely out, and that is usually the bottom. The same can go for tops, guys. When you get a vertical move to the upside, it's not sustainable. You'll get some kind of a reaction back to the downside, the opposite direction. So I think this waterfall move was the bottom for now. We had a massive reaction to the upside. Volatility took out the high, and we are pulling back right now. So the key is to not undercut the low on the 6th of January, which was not that long ago, a little bit over a month ago. That low we want to see hold. That low is the $1.27. Now, like I said, when things get this volatile, it's super hard to make calls. So, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen here. We could see a massive break to the upside for Bed Bath & Beyond. We could see a big swing to the downside. Still paying attention to that low on the 6th of January. We could be in the process of putting in a higher low here. The candles look ugly, and that is usually a good thing for trying to catch a counter rally. This was a good shakeout here, this high on the 6th of February. So we actually broke out past this high on the 12th of January. That was a bullish breakout, and it failed. We had a weak close, and it ultimately opened up down the next day huge. Looks like the next day was a 48% day down, and we've been heading down ever since. Today, the 13th of February, was a 13% day down in the red. So we're going to keep an eye on Bed Bath & Beyond. Stocks like this are not for everybody. Not everybody can stomach these volatile moves, but we'll see. I think it might be slightly oversold in the past couple days. And like I said, it looks like the bottom was put in early January of this year. And we're kind of doing a back test and perhaps ready for a massive pump to the upside. Keep in mind, guys, I could totally be wrong. You need to look at this, understand the risk involved, see if it's right for you, or just enjoy the video as pure entertainment. I have a level up here at 779 that was not hit on the 6th of February. Will it get hit? Well, I don't know. But I do have it up there, and it is on my radar if this thing does start to pump to the upside. The markets today, the futures markets, looked like they are in recovery mode. So we'll have to see how high that recovery mode goes. Maybe it breaks out into new highs. Maybe it's just a one-day wonder. We had nice support on the futures, the S&Ps and the Russell. I didn't take a look at the NASDAQ, and it looks like Bed Bath & Beyond trades on the NASDAQ, so that would be a good thing I should do, is check out the NASDAQ, see how that traded. I would imagine it was similar to the S&Ps and the Russell, finding support and probably rallied today. If the markets are getting ready for their next leg higher, that will surely help Bed Bath & Beyond, but time will tell. It looks like they have earnings coming up, according to TradingView, if they're correct. The earnings date would be the 12th of April. So that's coming up. And what does this little lightning bolt mean? Headlines for BBBY. Pretty cool that you can get news headlines on tradingview.com. I've actually noticed that before, and that's what that icon is there. So guys, want to put this video out here. Could be a big mover in the kind of any day now. Any day we could see some crazy volatility here, as I do think the washout move took place. Keep in mind, I may be wrong. From where we are currently trading at, looks like we closed at 204 and the post is at 206. Up to my $7.79 overhead target overhead resistance level would be a 283% move, roughly from where we are at today, up there at the high $7 range. Don't know how much weight this holds. Probably none. We have an open gap up here in the, let's see, the low to, basically the low 20s up to the $20 to $22 range. We have a gap. Maybe that'll get filled. Time will tell. It's way up there. I mean, let's keep in mind that this thing went from $4 up to $30. Can it go from $2 back up to $20? Sure could. It sure could. News event, anything like that. If the price does start to move to the upside in a aggressive way, 779, I would look for a resistance area right there. That would be a breakout above the high of the 6th, which took place from the 12th. So just like this candle broke out past this candle, we would look for that sometime here in the future and probably wick above and get back below, if not at least touch that 779 or get very close. So that's my thoughts here. Like I said, the low on this date here is important. If we undercut that, it's probably not going to be good. Also, it could be a shakeout. That does happen. Just like the shakeout happened when the market broke out, it can happen to the downside. So we can get a break of the low on the 6th, and that can be a shakeout, and then we can rally. What took place on the 6th? Well, we have this base building. We broke out, failed breakout, heading in the opposite direction. So the same thing can take place on the downside. Looking for a undercut of the lows. All right, we're getting bearish. Rallies back up. That's possible as well. So that is my thoughts on BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know why the stock is tanking. I don't really look at news. I look at the charts. I do know that Bed Bath & Beyond has a ton of products in their store, and they're all pretty expensive. So maybe they are in deep trouble, and that is why the stock is only worth $2 compared to zooming back a bit to where it was in the 60s. Now that we're talking about it, I think I remember Bed Bath & Beyond in some legal issues, but like I said, don't follow the news too much. I may be wrong. So we'll see if this is good for a trade or not. If we can get on board as this thing starts to move to the upside and maybe catch a decent trade or so. It's on our watch list. We'll be watching it. If the markets rally, it could help the stock move higher. If the markets head lower, probably not going to help the stock go back up in the green. That's my thoughts on Bed Bath & Beyond, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel, helps the video. Catch you guys in the next one.